Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for joining me today.
Happy to be here, Diane.
Yeah. Hey, wanted to talk to you today, just have a little bit of conversation about first-time home buyers. We work with a lot of first-time home buyers in our positions, and so I just thought it would be fun just to talk to you and get some insight from you on some things for the first-time home buyers to know. We've got some exciting things about our grant and everything, but I think before we go there, I think I would just like to ask you, why do you like working with first-time home buyers? What is it that excites you about helping them?
Oh, goodness. I think most of all, home buying in itself is a huge process and undertaking. But there's just something special about first-time home buyers, right? Like it's a huge event in their life, a huge first step for them. And just to be that trusted partner to help guide them and navigate through that process with them, it's just a really special experience.
I agree. I like the educating them, like just trying to teach them. We've had a lot of experience in our lives.
Right.
And so just to be able to kind of, pass that knowledge along and make sure that they understand.
Right.
I want them to trust me, but I also would love for them to be able to understand the process too, because probably not going to be their first home, their only home that they're going to buy, so that they can carry that knowledge on down the road when they want to purchase a different home down the road.
Right.
So,
and I think there's so much terminology that we use in real estate that can also connect to other consumer purchases, right? Debt to income ratios and credit scores and just managing all of that properly. So we're not just helping them through this process, but we're really helping educate them for their life, right? For every consumer purchase to come.
Right. So tell them the importance of a good credit score, because that's going to come in handy down the road. What do you see as a challenge, I guess, with first-time home buyers? I know in our market here, I feel like there's, sometimes I'm a little concerned about the prices to be as a starter home and, how can somebody step into that? And so what are some of the challenges that you think that first-time home buyers face?
Yeah, for sure the price point, right? What they can afford, or they just entering into their career, right? And trying to determine that price point for them. But also I think the stigma of down payment, right? It's always kind of been out there that maybe 20% down payment is a requirement, and that's not the case. There's so many products and options and different products to choose from, and that's what we're here for, right? To help them navigate that, because they don't know all of those different products that we have available. And so again, going back to that education piece, right? Just educating them and letting them know what their options are through that, and that you don't have to have 20% down payment to get into a home.
Right. And speaking of that, talk about the grant funds that we have. So we have $15,000 available to first-time home buyers in grant funds. I know I've used this product multiple times, and I know I've helped somebody that maybe didn't have down payment at all, or maybe didn't have closing costs, both, right? So I've helped somebody be able to put 5% down on a home and cover closing costs. I mean, you probably use that grant a lot too, because we've had it for a few years.
Right.
What's kind of some stories that you've had?
Oh, it's super special when you can help someone achieve that goal and to obtain those grant funds. $15,000, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and it has a huge impact, not only maybe on their down payment or closing costs, but even the affordability of the house that they can qualify for, right? That just helps them to really make it more affordable for them, and to help them through that. And gosh, it's really special when you are able to obtain those. It's just a huge impact, right? And I think the borrowers are super grateful for our work and educating them again, right? And knowing that that's available to them, because a lot of them don't know about that.
Right.
And so when you are able to qualify someone for that, I think it just makes the transaction that much more special and impactful. And it's a really great story.
And for qualification, like when I get an application for a first-time home buyer, I do run through some of the, I don't necessarily tell them everything that's out there, but my own self, I'm running through looking at income, and it's an income-based grant. So are you going to qualify for that? Purchase price limit is fairly high, the $510,000. So it's a fairly high purchase price limit. So, that that helps a little bit that we can qualify them for that. But just kind of running through the AMI pricing for, the area median income. And so just kind of running through some of the interest rates that they could have for that, or the Home Ready product, or some of those other products that are out there, and how can the grant funds maybe work alongside of those things. So that is something that I guess, we just take the application, and I always run through the things that somebody could possibly qualify for, and then let them know that these are the things that we can do for you.
Right.
So.
Right. I think it's really great for us to be able to take the time and really dig into that application to explore the products. And because it is an overwhelming process, right? Especially for first-time home buyers. So if we can narrow down their options instead of explaining every product under the sun, right? It's really great to be able to do that and really identify the products that will be beneficial to them, to be able to choose from, and take away maybe any anxious feelings, or anything with choosing a product that way.
And restrictions on it. So income-based purchase price limits. There's the 5-year payback that I haven't had a lot of issues with that. You have to live in the home for 5 years, then you don't have to repay any of the grant. If you leave the home, and I've had a few people that have left maybe in 2 or 3 years, and they've actually been able to get that, not have to repay the grant there too. Sometimes they do, if it's within the 5 years, but sometimes they can even be removed from having to repay that grant at all, even within that 5 years. So that's pretty nice. And then other grants, we've got the Home Ready grant. There's always the IFA funds. So there's other things that, again, we kind of look through those as we work with the customers, the applications and stuff.
Right. Really, really pinpoint, right, what they qualify for, and help them make that decision in a more scope that fits for them, right?
So what do you recommend, like, as far as I'm a first-time home buyer and I'm going to come in, so what are we going to do? Like, we go through a home buyer packet, right? And what are some of the other things that, you think that would be beneficial, I guess? What else would you say is beneficial?
The home buyer packet that we offer is really great. It's got great information, definitions. It has the process, so step-by-step instructions, so they know what's to come, right? What does all of this mean, and what is the next step for me, for the lender, for the realtor? Where do I go from here? So that first-time home buyer packet is great, but then just talking about everyone involved in the transaction, and all of the partners in the community that come together to accomplish this shared goal for the customer. Just letting them know that we're all there for them. We're all in this together, and they don't have to go about anything alone, right? And we're all here to help them answer any questions that they have. Because the process is scary. It's scary and it's intimidating.
It is.
But it's really rewarding too.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun. So thanks for joining me, Vanessa.
That was fun. Thanks for having me.